Blog Educate. I am so excited to be here. I'm going to be doing a tutorial using the Ninja400, the company we light, and I'm actually going to compare it with the Einstein from Paul C. Buff. This is going to be a great video for you guys today, how soft the lighting is and the coloring and what I dislike about both lights, as well as the softness and basically the overall feel that we get with both studio lights. Okay, let's get started. So we've got the girls here with the Einstein, and the Einstein is at its lowest power, and I'll show you the settings in a second. I've got, my settings are f2.8 and shutter speed is 200, ISO is 640. I'm gonna actually bring it down to f2.5. Look at me, look at the camera. And it's still quite dark. So just kind of step forward a little bit, you guys. Yeah, just like that is good. Okay, good. Chins up, chins up. And okay, perfect. One more. Our skinned little girl. Okay, so you guys can go. These are my daughters, and they have darker complexions, so we're going to actually do one now with a lighter complexion, and then we're going to switch right to the Ninja. So go ahead. Later. Yeah, you're just going to sit right up here again. Perfect. Beautiful. Excellent. She's doing good. She's doing good. Beautiful. You're like a little princess, Georgia. Very cute. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you the back of my Einstein to show you the settings. Okay, so as you can see, the Einstein is at the lowest power, and if I wanted to, I could have bumped up the power quite a bit, and I would have had more light reflecting onto the girls, and rather than using a higher ISO. So either or is good. I just left it on the lowest power just so that you guys have a good comparison. Okay, so now we're gonna just go through the carrying case for the WeLight Ninja400 version 2. So it's got a really great sturdy carrier here. It also has a dome, which is really convenient. As you can see, the light is an LED light, so you don't have to worry about any bulbs that are gonna break. Which is very convenient, especially working with studio lights. Having bulbs that you have to worry about breaking all the time is very stressful. Okay, so we have that. Then actually the power is external. So what I'm going to do here is I will actually put this onto the studio light stand, but I'm just going to go through everything and pull everything out for you to see what's in the box. So we have the power cords and the adapter here, and they're very long cords, which I find very beneficial, especially working in a studio. The last thing you want to do is worrying about having to find extension cords, so it's really fantastic to have really long cords, more cords, and then the bubble wrap and everything like that. Really amazing carrying case. And then we also have a remote control, a really fantastic shoulder strap that can attach to the case, which is fantastic if you're a mobile photographer and you need to pack everything up and be on the go. And then there's also a remote, which is fantastic because perhaps you don't want to be right next to your light, you want to make adjustments. You have the remote that can easily switch or go right into your pocket. Okay. So now I am going to set this up and you guys can watch me get it set up. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to our light stand. So once it's on there, we're going to secure it so that it doesn't move. Get it nice and tight. I'm just going to lower it. Okay, and then I'm going to shove this into my Lastolite or Highlight softbox. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the power right onto the studio stand. So this is really heavy duty. It's very strong feeling, which is fantastic. So I'm gonna have it lower to the ground just because I don't want the weight of it to put pressure or stress on the studio light stand, just because this isn't a very good quality studio light stand. I need to invest in a few more studio light stands, so we'll just put it on this one for now. And I'm just gonna have it near the bottom. Okay. And then we're going to attach the cords from this and this is actually going to go into this. Okay, and then the power is going to plug in like I said, the cords are really long, which is super convenient. Looks like a tangled mess because I'm terrible at putting things away. Okay, so I'll have that plugged into my extension cord just because I already have my extension cord plugged in. I don't actually need to because the cords are so long, but just out of convenience. Okay, now you can come in closer. And we're going to turn the power right on. So we're going to turn the power on. And as you can see, it's hard to see with the, it looks like it's glitching, but it's actually not, the digital screen. This says 6800 Kelvin, and this is at 100% power, okay? So if it was all the way at its lowest power, it would dim a lot. But I want to use it at 100% power just because that's what I want it at. And we're going to look at scene. We don't want that. So that just changes the, it like reacting, I guess. Mode set. Mode set changes the channel and the grid, I guess. So we're good at leaving it as is. Now we're gonna do the comparison shots. Now this is the Wii light. I have it put into the massive softbox there, and now we're gonna get started. So we're going to test out the Ninja400 now, and we're going to just take some comparison shots of the girls. Okay, so same camera settings, and then I will change the camera settings as needed. Okay, so can you guys hug each other? Yeah. Okay, and faces side by side? Yeah, perfect. So these are my identical twins, and they have a nice dark complexion. So we're going to just see how this light goes against their skin, and then we're gonna have our paler skinned friend come on over so that we can have a really good comparison on different skin tones as well. Look at the camera, look at the camera. Okay, perfect. Look at me, Neil, or Addison. Perfect. Okay, so you guys can go, you're done. And Georgia, you're gonna come over here. Okay, so you're gonna stand right. Yeah. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the pictures right into Photoshop and have a look at them, and we're gonna do our comparisons. 4 images that we're going to compare with the Einstein versus the Wii Light Ninja400. So these 2 images were taken with the Einstein. As you can see, they're warm, a lot warmer. And then these 2 images were taken with the Ninja400. And it's a lot cooler, which is not a big deal because we can just fix that in Photoshop. So we're gonna bring that into Adobe Camera Raw, and we're going to just correct the white balance and the exposure, just so that we can level everything out. So sometimes I like to just take an eyedropper tool and just see if it helps. It did increase a lot of the magenta. Let's just pull up a gray spot. And I'm going to warm it up a little bit more. And warm it up a little bit more. Okay. And then on this one, we're just going to grab a gray spot of the image. I'm going to increase the exposure. I'm going to bring down the magentas quite a bit. And then with this one, we're just going to grab a gray spot on the image. And I'm going to bring the magentas down just a tad and bring up the warmth just a tad. Okay, this one does need more warmth. So those actually are pretty good. And I'm just going to bring the highlights down a little bit on this one and bring the highlights down just a little bit on this one. Okay. And then on all of them, I'm just going to bring the blacks down a little bit and the highlights down a little bit. Okay, and probably just increase the contrast. Okay, so I'm going to press done. And now we're going to compare the two images that are the most similar. So the left is taken with the Einstein, the right is taken with the Ninja400. The reason why, I just wanted to point out, the reason why I had the Einstein at the lowest power is because I know that the Einstein has more power. So with it at its lowest power, and then the Wii Light Ninja400 at the highest power, it'll give you a good idea on the maximum light that you're going to be able to achieve. So for example, the ISO on this image is 640, and I can't bring the power of the light up anymore. So the only thing that I can adjust is either the aperture or the ISO, because I am not using a tripod. I am using my hands, and I don't want to have any camera shake. So my shutter speed is at 320 shutter speed. And my aperture for this image is f2. And you can see it's a little soft focused on that, but it doesn't matter. We're just doing this for example, okay? This image was taken with the Einstein. It was taken at f2.5. So that's why I did need to adjust the settings a little bit differently. But the ISO is exactly the same and the shutter speed is exactly the same. So as you can see, like once we fixed the white balance, you actually can't tell the difference between the two. So I really think it's a great comparison and something that, you know, is definitely worth investing. It gives you a lot of options. These two images, and the reason why I wanted to give you two different skin tones to compare is because I find that tends to be the most challenging when you're editing, is maybe one light works really well with like a darker skin tone or complexion, and in regards to white balance versus a different light. And sometimes the LED lights are a lot more challenging to work with. And so I find this is really interesting. So we're going to just look at them side by side. So this is the one with the Einstein, and then this is the one with the Ninja. So really, it's a really great comparison. So you can see a little bit more color in this. This one's a little bit more muted. So we would just need to adjust our vibrance and our saturation in our camera raw. And this one does have a little bit more saturation. So it's a really, really great comparison. And I think that after comparing all of these images together, I think that it's a really great light and definitely would be an asset to have at your studio. And don't forget that you will have a lot more options to lower your settings and whatnot if you shoot through an umbrella versus bouncing your light. So if I was shooting through the umbrella, towards the subjects, I would be able to lower my ISO dramatically. And I would also be able to bump up my f-stop, so I could easily do like f3 or f4 if I was shooting right through my umbrella directly at my subjects. And the reason why I wanted to bounce the light is because a lot of photographers bounce their light, and I am one of those photographers. So it's definitely something that I would need to know. How does the light work when it's bounced? Is it bright enough? And I can tell you that yes, it is. So I hope that you find this review beneficial and helpful in searching for your next studio equipment.